Hey, didn't see you there. But while I got you, I may as well talk you through the online collaboration parts to the report that probably just landed on your desk. Um, First and foremost, my name's Andrew McConnell, and I co-wrote with my group OP2 the report for the Department of Whatsits Services Australia. And so while the report looks at the evaluation of multimedia uploads to certain sites based on certain criteria, what I'm going to talk to you about is the online collaboration tools used to create this report and why they'd be good to implement across our 25 branch National Information Service. So first and foremost, the three tools our groups used were Google Groups, Google Plus, including Google Hangouts and Dropbox. Now, first of all, Google Groups was a brilliant application to use. Having never used it before, it was kind of interesting to get to know how to do these group kind of messaging and all that kind of stuff. It was very interesting. There were some key advantages to it. Number one being that our groups all had a Gmail account that we'd signed up with for the department, and so that email address allows us to access Google Groups with ease. We didn't need to remember new passwords, and we could stay logged in as long as we wanted. Um, Another good aspect of it was that it allowed all members to post and reply one after another in a group message setting. So everyone could see what was being said, we could answer each other's questions, and we could just kind of have a chat about what was needed to be done for this report. A brilliant aspect of it was the fact that you had notification settings that you could tailor to your own personal use. So that kind of settings I chose was that it would email me every single time someone posted a message. That way, even if I was away from my computer, my emails on my phone would pick up the fact that someone else had posted, and I'd be able to see what was going on at kind of every aspect. Um, However, there were some disadvantages. Um, because it was all in one big group screen, conversations did get a little bulky. So every time you refreshed to get the new messages, you had to start all the way at the beginning and scroll all the way back down to get all the new messages. And so by the end of the report, we'd had hundreds of messages back and forth, and so it was difficult to find exactly where you are. And also, once a new message had come in, it condensed the old message. So when there were 3 or 4 messages waiting for you, you had to open every single one of them or expand every single one of them so that you could read what was being said. Um, Another disadvantage was that it was hard to know when people were online. It was very difficult that you'd respond seemingly straight away, but you wouldn't get a reply to the next day. And so that kind of not knowing when someone's on, it never gave you a linear chat. And you'd have to wait around until people got to responding and all that kind of stuff. But overall, it's a great collaboration tool, especially if the department sticks with having a Gmail account for all staff. It's really easy to chat, and you can separate it into separate groups if you'd like as well. You can start off with a national group, but you can also have state-run groups and also divisional, or even just within inside the department. Okay, so the next online collaboration tool we used was Google Plus, and we did this with Hangouts, but unfortunately due to webcam access, we weren't able to do any video chats. One of the main advantages to Google Hangouts was that it was good when you want a quick back and forth conversation. You didn't have to spend long waiting to see if they were online because it would tell you instantly and would allow you to chat back and forth like you were messaging. It was really good just to keep on top. It is also good because it has a social media aspect. And so to connect between departments would be really good just to kind of get some photos, get some multimedia, get some documents up there and just share it between each other. And that was really good, but it also did become a distraction after a while as you sit back and see news articles that do pop up. So again, it is great to use, but maybe with some limitations that would help kind of keep staff working to a maximum, but also allow them to interact with other departments. Um, Maybe another thing to think about with this is making sure that each department does have a webcam available so that you can do video chats like this without being held to the restriction when someone doesn't. Finally, our last group collaboration was Dropbox, and now we did choose to step away from Google Drive to experience what other kind of applications would be good to use. This had quite a few advantages, is that it allowed you to share documents between each other. And so you could pick up a document that someone else had typed up, and you could open it and edit it and track changes, and then save it and send it straight back to them with all your edits done. It was really good in sharing this information, but again, it became a little bulky as one person had to finish before the next one could start, because if you were editing at the same time someone else was editing the same document, you'd both send it back and it would save two separate copies with only the individual's changes to it. So it did get quite difficult, but once we figured out a system to let one person do it, then the next person, then back, it all worked out really well. In conclusion, these 3 online collaborations were really easy to use, and did give you, like especially Dropbox, gave you quite a free amount of space to share back and forth. However, the possibility of using Google Drive instead of Dropbox might be an added bonus if we do keep the department's 25 branches all on the same Gmail account. So, I mean, I guess the interlocking nature of Google to have everything accessible by one account would make it a brilliant use inside the Department of Whatsits Information Services Australia. So I guess on a national level, those are 3 online collaboration tools that I would propose using. Alright, that's about all I've got to say on the issue. I hope you enjoy reading the report, and I'll talk back to you if you've got any questions. This has been Andrew McConnell. Thank you. Bye.